Mourners continue to flock to the house of the late struggle icon Winnie Mandela in Orlando West. Our SABC reporter Mama Winnie is at the moment stationed outside the house, and we go to him live. A very good morning to you, Mangoba. Thanks for joining us. What's happening now?
Well, certainly, Simpiwe, some of those mourners have now started making their way here outside the house of Mama Winnie Mandela. And of course, you remember that earlier on, the streets were cordoned off by members of the JMPD. As you recall, that the family had requested that they be given some time to also get some rest. You know, it's quite a trying time for them as the family having lost such an icon like Umama. And of course, many people wanting to come and pay their tribute. But of course, we've seen many of them coming here and staying up until the late hours of the night. And of course, the family now asking for some time to also reflect on this loss and also to get much needed rest. And of course, as you can see behind me now, some of them starting to arrive. That book of condolences has now been set up again, where people can come and share their memories of Umama and also share their condolences with the family. And also, if they want to also write a message to Umama, you know, write a message that is close to their hearts that they can share with Umama. Of course, we know that she touched the lives of many. That is undisputed. She was a struggle icon and known as the mother of the nation. So you would expect that a lot of people would come outside this home. But of course, there have been also some dignitaries who have arrived just a few minutes ago. I can count the likes of Inkosi Mhlaba Matanzima, who's part of the Abatemu clan from the Eastern Cape, as well as the MEC for Arts, Recreation and Culture, Pemi Majotina, accompanying them there. But of course, just a few minutes ago also, we also saw the former Finance Minister Trevor Manuel making his way here. You'll recall that yesterday during a memorial in Cape Town, he had some very tough words to say against the Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, for the restoration of that house in Brentford, in which Mama Winnie Mandela, of course, was banished in. And of course, we also saw members of the Tambo family also making their way in. I saw Dali Tambo with his family going into the family homestead of Mama Winnie Mandela. And of course, also we also spotted more of those as I'll say leaders of the ANC as well coming into the house. But on another matter that's separate to this, of course, we want to get more reactions from the people who have come here. Some of the mourners who are here, just to get a sense of why they're here. I've got two young ladies here, one of them who's painted a portrait of Mama Winnie Mandela. If I can just ask you to hold it up there, and Tabise Nkekana, of course, she's one of the students at UJ, who's an art student, first year art student. And Tabise, you've painted a beautiful portrait of Umama. What was your inspiration behind it?
My inspiration was just her in general, just portraying the person who was like who she was, a loving, an icon, a mother to all, not to only her kids, but to the nation and the world as abroad. So yeah, I just painted this just to tribute and just to thank her, even though I hadn't met her, but like personally, like spiritually, like I connected with her, regardless of not meeting her. But like I'm extremely grateful, and this painting, like I just wanted it to be not a painting of mourning, but rather like celebrating her life.
You've painted two images of Umama at different times of her life. Tell us about each of these and what they represent.
These two images, they represent like one the young Winnie, like we see her here as a struggle, as like a liberator, fighting for the liberation of South Africa. And the second one here, it's Mama now celebrating the freedom that she has fought for her people. Now she's just the mother who like yeah.
Okay, and for you as young people, what is it that you're going to take from Mama Winnie? What is it that you want to learn from her? What values have you taken from her that you'll want to obviously also, use in your life?
What I've taken from Mama is to be selfless, put people before, put the community before you, help where you can, help people in times of need and always be there for people, even though you don't have the power by means of capital, like you don't have money, but like just being there for someone, like giving the person just like an ear and a comfort. Yeah.
All right, what about you?
I think it's to stand your ground, because Umama only fought like she wouldn't just take guilt. No, it's like she wouldn't just give up so easily. So I think one of the values I've learned from her is to like stand your ground. If you believe for something, you should fight for it.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are, of course, being some of the students from the University of Johannesburg who have painted a beautiful painting of Umama, of course, in tribute to her. Part of the mourners who have gathered here outside the house, and they're hoping, of course, to give this painting to the family as an honor and a way of paying the respects to Umama. But of course, we do know that members of the ANC veterans are also expected to come here a bit later on. But of course, just before I hand it back to studio, the FW Declared Foundation also releasing a statement commemorating Umama. Here I've got the statement. If I'll just read just a few extras from it. It says, I remember Mama Winnie Mandela as a fearless person with a strong personality who never hesitated to speak the truth as she saw it. For that I have admiration. And of course it goes on to say that I remember from my personal experience a common humanity. She, for example, attended the funeral of the late Marika, my first wife. My wife Elita and I also went to visit Winnie after her great-grandchild died in a car accident, and she welcomed us warmly. There was a humanity to her that deserves great appreciation. Of course, that being the FW Declared Foundation also passing its words of encouragement to the family at this trying time. Of course, we will keep you abreast with what's happening here at Soweto as the day progresses.
Well, I will certainly be in touch with you a little later on in the show, but thank you so much for your time. That is a reporter, Mangoba Mkunu, outside the home of Mama Winnie Mandela, wherein mourners are still flocking to pay their tribute and pay their homage, and as the outpouring of support and condolences continues, and as we've seen an avalanche of reaction from across the world and across all sectors in society.